Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Magic and Miracles, where you learn how to be the magician of your life. My name is Anna, and I'm your most favorite manifestation coach under the sun. Reason why there's no such coaching program like my coaching program, and nobody but nobody will ever spend as much time with you like I do with my clients. All the information from me is below. We have so much to cover today. I apologize for being late. I was talking to my dog. It's a true story. I was debating whether to include him in this live or not, but we decided not to. He is not in the mood today. So I want to always remind you that I do offer coaching. Like I mentioned, all the information is below. I no longer coach in audio exchange. I consolidated my coaching and now I coach only in Zoom and call sessions. And so what that means is 2 to 3 times per week we get together and we cover my coaching program. I recommend 2 to 3 months minimum in order for me to complete the coaching program. Now, it might take you longer, it might take you just 2 months, depending on your case. I don't know your situation, you know your situation, okay? And the other version, the upgrade, is the Zoom or phone sessions deluxe coaching program, which means that the 3 sessions a week are mandatory. It's not 2 to 3, it's 3. And then in between, you are communicating with me by emails, text, and also you can send me audios if you want to. This is the most hand holding I can offer. And the price, it's $34.50, but seriously, that kind of hand holding doesn't exist. And the price for which I offer it doesn't exist either. It's very discounted, so everything is below. I offer seminars. There's also the monthly audios that I no longer record for my channel. You need to subscribe and sign up. You're missing out greatly, okay? Every other day you get a new audio. This is basically my book broken down into audios of about 30 minutes. Sometimes I go over. And essentially you get 15 audios per month of higher level education in manifestation. That's what that really is. And I didn't feel like putting it on my channel for public consumption because to me, it's kind of in the territory of coaching. Okay, so the other thing I really quick want to mention is that tomorrow, Sunday, I'm hosting a meetup group seminar, if you want to call it that. Lots of people already signed up, so 20 people is the capacity. I'm already at 16, so there's only 4 spots left. The link is below. If you need to sign up, you can also bring a guest. So what we're going to be talking about there is if you're transitioning from your job to becoming essentially your own boss. And I didn't want to do it on YouTube because it has nothing to do with SPs and all the stuff that you like to talk about. But eventually, I'm thinking about hosting a seminar on that topic. I can share my experiences. You can talk about what you need to talk about, and essentially all the steps that it takes. So it's 1 hour, probably will go over, by 15 minutes or so. But essentially, it's the introduction into what I can offer. So a lot of people are under the impression that I only talk about SPs. It's completely untrue. It's not even the beginning of what I cover in my coaching. True, a lot of people I help with SP problems, but your situation, your life story, your entire shebang consists of a lot more things than just SP. And so your self-empowerment is very much rooted in what you do for a living and what it is how you're doing it and how you feel about it. And so the other thing really quick before I go into open discussion and today's subject is that based on that meetup, I am now offering also a group seminar twice a week, okay? So, but the capacity will be 10 people. It's on Zoom, same kind of scenario, but we're covering my coaching program, okay? The coaching program. So it will be in a group of 10 though. It's 250 for now. I will probably raise it 250 for 2 hours, okay? It's 2 hours. it's oh my god, what time did I say? Tuesdays on at 7 p.m. Okay, and Sundays at 7 p.m. So if you're interested in doing that for 2 hours, we'll go over things. You get to ask questions, you get to talk, with your voice instead of typing like here. We get to go over certain things that will be helpful. You'll get the kind of like the title like you usually get for my lives ahead of time, like we'll discuss beliefs, etc. You will need to sign the coaching agreement, of course, but it's something I just literally came up with right before I got on today, and I was like, I think this will be helpful for people. And so twice a week you can do this, or you can just experience it and have a taste of my coaching in a group session. Of course, it's not one-on-one. Of course, I recommend one-on-one, and that will be the most productive, because there's a lot of things that I cannot physically cover in 2 hours that would benefit you. And I'm a huge believer in processing emotions that are attached to your beliefs, etc., to really restructure your life. So, but this is something like as an introduction, like I said, and you can definitely benefit from a lot of tools that I will be sharing. So that again is the link is below. Seminar 10 maximum. So if you're interested, like this coming Tuesday, I will be hosting it at 7. Book now, sign the coaching agreement, and essentially, congratulations. And I will send the Zoom link and the passcode, and that's how we'll go. Okay. So if you have any questions, ask now, or email me and all this stuff. Okay. So the subject of today is alternate reality game. Okay, so everybody's interested, right? How to create a completely different reality than the one that you're residing in today. And so that consists of several things that you really need to download as a person today, that you really need to kind of understand what it is that you need to invite, what kind of ideas you need to invite into your human mind, so that you can operate this situation called a life easier, like a master magician that you are. Okay, this really should be a paid seminar, but I told you it's going to be a bombastic one. And so you begin with the premise that this reality is not fucking real. All right. This is a plastic world. You dropped in here for an experience of learning. This is all it really is. This is a school, albeit sometimes a harsh seeming school, but it's only because you don't understand what the rules are. And the rules are simply this: anything you say goes. Now, if you think that you're constantly asking and not getting, what you have then is a program that's polluted with somebody else's fucking junk, borrowed junk. This is, i.e., beliefs, okay? Unprocessed emotions associated with certain traumatic experiences and all this shit. So when you choose this life, when you're coming into Earth, you choose your parents, you choose the circumstances, and you're saying to yourself, I will easily overcome this, no problem. I will remember how to do this. But once you get there, things get a little bit kind of dicey, because you forget a lot of things. You forget that you're the creator of your reality, etc. But you're literally choosing everything, the mother, father, the drama panorama. And so the idea then is to revolutionize your thinking and come to this conclusion that yes, you are the master of your reality. You are the painter, the Modigliani of your reality. And so what you need to do is get a new fucking canvas, okay? But first things first, you need to understand the shitty canvas, how to not repeat that canvas again. And a lot of these things is that you don't realize how much what you're struggling with today is actually not your shit. Okay, it's not your shit, it's borrowed. It's literally, you've concluded that this is somehow your shit because somebody told you, because you didn't know any better. Whereas if you start deciding what actually belongs to you, what you want to keep and what you don't want to fucking keep, and what you never wanted to keep in the first place, but assumed you had no choice, then you really start becoming a Modigliani. Okay, but the idea is to realize a lot of the things, a lot of the fears, a lot of the insecurities, a lot of the what ifs, etc., etc., the beliefs that you've concocted and you're running on, they have to do with somebody else's bullshit. Okay, and the idea behind this cleansing process, which I do in my coaching like every single day, okay, day in and day out, is to essentially take inventory, okay, process everything, make it okay, not to shove it down with positive thinking and affirmations, but to arrive to a place where you can literally say, I am so very grateful for all of these experiences. Yes, especially the shitty ones. Shoving it down under the carpet ain't going to do shit for you. You literally need to arrive to a point where you can literally be grateful for this experience. And if it pops up in your mind, it doesn't move you. It doesn't move you. This is how you know you've processed it. And it's challenging. Obviously, it's challenging. It does require work. But if you're still thinking of something or someone, and it brings up certain kinds of emotions and anger and resentment and all this fucking jazz, and you just, politely pretend that it doesn't bother you, or worse, shove it down under the carpet and let's not go there kind of like, mentality. No, let's fucking go there. Okay, let's exhaust that situation so it never bothers you again. Because guess what? If it really does bother you underneath it all, it will show up over and over and over again. So you're really just not doing a service to yourself, and it doesn't exist that it will ever change just by you ignoring it. Okay, and giving people back their bullshit consists of this. Dear mom, dear dad, dear whoever, dear ex, SP, dear drama, trauma, panorama, whoever the fuck it is. I've realized, now this will come with time, and in my coaching, I can guide you through it, where you realize that some of these ideas are actually completely borrowed, like I said. And here's your fucking idea back. Here's your shit back. Here's your shit back. Do you know, if you really do this intelligently, and I teach this in my coaching, so I can't go really over it now because, first of all, it's impossible for me to do it. I have to do it one-on-one. But the thing is, do you realize how light your life will become? How light your life will become, how completely revolutionary that will be, because for the first time in your life, you will be given an opportunity to really create now, to really create an alternate reality that you didn't even think was possible. Because all this time you're walking around thinking that this is what I have, this is what it's possible, I don't know any other way, I don't believe I can create more because I've never seen it. And I understand, like if you've never seen something created in your life, like last time we were talking about $1 million, by the way, whoever did the mini money manifestation thing, I hope they're here and please report. But once I'm done talking, and then we'll open up for discussion. Where was I? Yeah, if you don't believe that you can create $1 million with no action, for example, and another person does believe it, for you it will be ever so impossible, even though nothing is impossible because you've never seen it, but the other person has already experienced it. Okay. Again, not to brag, okay, but money is easy for me. I just need to write it down. It's a joke. If you understand this reality is a joke, it's a game, it's literally like a game. There's nobody saying like, yes, you can or no, you can't. The only person that says you can't is you. Like literally. The entire conversation is between you and you. Okay, the entirety of it. And this supply of money or abundance and blah, 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 blah is inexhaustible. right? Ideas are inexhaustible. New ideas are inexhaustible. Like da da da. It might look like, only a few out there, manifesting billions and really, no, it's the only a few have the fucking guts and the lunacy to believe in their dreams, which for me, I can never like bring myself to understand why. Right? So it's just a matter of perception or perspective of like, I'm going to abandon my old bullshit beliefs and I'm going to embark on this journey of creating a completely different reality, which, yes, I've never experienced before, but nothing and nobody is stopping me from experiencing it. Why not me? What's so wrong with me? Okay, somebody's commented, show us magic. This, are you in circus? Please don't comment stupid shit because I'm going to block you, delete you, and goodbye. Don't waste my time here. I'm holding here alive. Okay, relax, please. You will understand one time that you can manifest $1 million, and then you will begin to manifest it again, and every single time it will get easier and easier and easier for you. And you will understand that this is actually a complete joke. People are walking around all day long trying to make it difficult because they're projecting their own beliefs. And you know what? Right now, as you're sitting here and listening to me or whatever you're doing, you are, if you don't believe that you can manifest, let's just say $1 million or your SP back or whatever, you are under the spell of your bullshit beliefs that are constantly like talking to you in your mind. You need to get rid of those fuckers. You need to take them out, put them on paper, expose them, and see how ridiculous they are. It's kind of like toxic people in your life. You need to expose them for what they really are. The liars, the absolute like abusive people that they are, and look at them, the pieces of shit that they are. It's exactly the same thing with bullshit beliefs. They're abusing you, okay? They're limiting your potential and you let them, quite frankly, right? So know that it's not your destiny to continue what you're doing right now if you are unhappy. It's absolutely not. You're supposed to create like money effortlessly. Nobody's asking you to suffer. Nobody's asking you to cry in a corner over your SP. Like, you're supposed to manifest it so effortlessly that you yourself get a little bit shocked. Every now and again it happens to me, like, oh my God. Like, whoa, that was easy. But then I'm like, well, of course it is. What else is new? Excuse me. Oh my God, so good. And so decide on the reality of your choosing and stick to it. Okay? Listen, I can't even pronounce your name. Shubnibadu. I'm sorry. I said because of your channel name. Do you even know what my channel is about? Or you just like stumbling in here because you're bored and have nothing better to do? Seriously though. Oh my fucking God. Please, let me just block this guy for a second. I am so down with these people who have absolutely no understanding what the fuck I'm doing. Goodbye. Here, one more. Annoying. Go get a life. Decide what reality you want and stick to it every single day. And even if nothing on the outside is telling you, oh yes, this is going to happen. Because listen to me now, if you're one of these impatient people who is like, oh, Anna, show me how to manifest magic, show me how to cast a spell on my SP, you're never going to get there. You need to be consistent, just like you consistently drove yourself into a ground, okay, unknowingly so in some cases. You can just as well turn your shit around completely day in and day out, but it requires work. Okay, day in and day out, even if nothing on the outside says you're getting your SP and your money, your whatever it is you want, your job, your career, you go, no, this is who I am. I am the person with many millions of dollars, if that's what you want. I am married to my SP. I'm living abundantly. I'm doing exactly what I want to do. I am a creative person. It's effortless for me and I am happy inside. Okay. This needs to be the song of your world. These need to be the lyrics of your song day in and day out. Not this other fucking bullshit that you've continuously in for decades in some cases, in most cases, okay? Continuously were fed and did not re-examine those things. It's literally your mind creates so automatically. You don't even like stop and think for a second. Do I really want this? Do I have a choice? Yes, you do. Like choices galore. Like billions upon billions upon billions of choices every passing second. That's what you have. So no relation from one parallel reality to the other at all, other than it's very similar, but you can jump to a completely different reality. Doesn't have to make sense at all, doesn't have to correspond, nobody needs to sign off on it. You're the one deciding it. Okay, finally. Kronk. Hello, I'm currently manifesting $52 million. Awesome. Now we're talking. Now we're in business. Thank you. Okay. What are you going to do with it? Have you decided? Okay. I hope that some of the people from, when was that? Tuesday are here to tell me if they got their money or if they're feeling different or any movement. So the other component of becoming truly light, because the idea is to become light energetically, to become, he goes, Ferrari and real estate. Well, predictable. Okay. All right. I would make a list of what it is you're going to put away, invest, give some money to, charities and things like that. Maybe teach other people how you manifested it. Okay. The idea is to become light, super light, a blank canvas. That's the entire work in my coaching, because it's very easy to then paint on a blank canvas, like I always say on my channel, rather than deleting this part, that part, and it's like even more of a shit show. This is why affirmations do not work. Because you're struggling against a bunch of drama, trauma, panorama, and trying to plaster flowery affirmations over this shit show, okay? It's never going to work. You need to get rid of this old canvas, process this canvas, understand how to not create this again, understand why you painted what you painted. Get a new canvas and start painting anew. Hold on. Okay, just going to ignore stupid things. She's got Spirit Lounge, says, I wasn't able to manifest 5,000 yet, but trying to become aware of my thoughts. Yeah, well, that would be interesting why you're not, because that's not a sum of money to, to stress over. No sum of money really is, but $5,000? Can I ask what you do for work? Just curious, really quick. Kronk says, oh yeah, I already have a list. Yeah, good for you. All right. Good shape. Okay, what do you do for work? She's got Spirit Lounge. The idea is to become blank as a canvas, right? And so this is a huge point I want to make, and then I'm kind of like, reaching my what I want to say. Hold on. I'm a naturopath. Oh, I don't know what that is. Is it some kind of a healer? Mitali Barman. Some of these names. Sorry. I want to manifest a promotion, a job with salary of 150,000. What do you do? Oh, it's a healer. Okay. She's got Spirit Lounge. Right. So this is no this is easy for you, right? Totally easy. Yeah, I can have a conversation about this with you, but like everybody's individual with money, right? So you see how in parenthesis here, really quick, before I get on with the last point I really wanted to stress. It's so interesting with money because money doesn't give a shit, right? And if you don't ask, it doesn't come. It assumes that you don't need it, right? I always equate like money to a very like hot lover, right? Like a really sophisticated hot lover, whether that's a woman or a man. If you don't treat it nicely in your thoughts with love, and if you don't welcome it, if you don't treat it with, adoration, in the best sense possible, of course, it will find another owner. You need to really make friends with money like it's a hot lover. That kind of energy, like we're good friends, kind of deal. That feeling of like being totally in sync with being attractive, not just physically, right? I'm using it as a metaphor, but not physically, but I mean, it's great, obviously, if you're physically attractive, but energetically attractive. Like, yeah, I am sexy on the inside, if that makes any sense. I am sexy on the inside. Like when you receive money, you feel sexy, right? You feel like, yeah, I've got it going on. This is like a fantastic day. I'm going to pay this, that, and the other. I'm going to invest in this, that, and the other. Okay. So if you have this energy going on, and if you have this relationship going on with money, literally like personalize it as a visualize it as a person if you have to, and treat it as somebody who is an energy or some kind of like person who's coming and giving you the love and attention that you want. But if you don't have this understanding that you're just as attractive, that you're just as sexy, and you deserve the attention, right, then money might not feel so secure around you, kind of deal. Make sense? I hope this makes sense. Makes sense to me. Okay. Anyway, she's got spirit lunch. I would love to have a conversation with you. You can, book me for an hour. I would love to really help, but $5,000 for you, I feel like it's a joke. You should be like, making bigger goals for yourself, right? So all of these people on Tuesday, 5, 3, I think somebody said 8. I'm like, please, like, what is this? This is lunch money. Like, please, let's aim for something bigger, right? Let's get excited about something. Well, granted, I said that week, so whatever, but still, it has to really excite you. That's the other thing. If it doesn't excite you, forget it. Like, it'll spit you out. Like, make it an exciting goal. Not so much you can't believe as a first manifestation, but make it exciting. Like this guy, for example, I'm assuming it's a guy, $150,000. Like, okay, so that's before taxes, right? After taxes, what is it? Like, I don't know. Let me think. Something like 100, maybe 100,000. How would it change your life? Would it be exciting for you? What would you do differently in your life, right? How would you really feel as that person with that money? Okay, so the last thing that I really wanted to stress, which is super important, because you guys have these people in your life, whether that's SP or somebody else, that literally wronged you, right? Somebody who made you believe that you were at fault, okay, that blamed you or made you believe like not a good person, okay, and you took that on. It could be, again, an SP, a friend, or whoever. Okay, I deal with this in my coaching like day in and day out. If somebody tells you and convinces you you're not a good person, it was your fault, the relationship didn't work out, you did something wrong, or you yourself are already so accustomed to this point of view because earlier on somebody convinced you that you're no good in relationships or whatever. Well, let me tell you something. You need to give that shit back to that person completely. Because as long as you're holding on to that shit that they've convinced you on, they're walking around free. Energetically, let me tell you, I already have a video on my channel that basically says this is how you get your apology. And it's it's a quick video. It's like 15 minutes, I think, or something like it. But essentially, it's so true. When you give that shitty energy back to this person and say, I've done nothing wrong, it's your bullshit, here it is. And again, I teach in my coaching how to do it. Do you know how powerful that shit is? Because they get that energy back. They no longer can walk around free of, you know, while you're over here sulking and crying, they're over here having a good life. No, give that shit back to them to deal with for them. Because the truth is, if you honestly did nothing wrong, if you honestly were just a good person and they were the asshole, they deserve that energy back. Stop blaming yourself. Stop putting that shit on yourself. Okay, let them figure out what they want to do. And you know something? I've done this in my life. It might sound very simplistic, but it works like clockwork because I've done this in my life. And when I've done this, exes came back to me, former friends came back to me, and while I didn't want to hear from them anymore, they really tried very hard to get in contact with me, either to apologize or just to reconnect. Okay, some of them didn't feel like they needed to apologize, but they still started contacting me because they felt this energy shift where I no longer felt like I was the one responsible. Because like you, I used to be a people pleaser, like a lot of you, I should say. I'm a recovering people pleaser, okay? And let me tell you, that serves nothing. And so right now, okay, quick parenthesis, if you are miserable over a person who actually mistreated you, fuck that shit. First of all, give that shit back to this person and start feeling lighter. And I know this is easier said than done, but you can do it. Well, you can book me and I can help you, but the thing is, it's achievable. Okay, you can definitely transfer this energy to them and let them deal with this shit. And do you know how freeing that feels? I cannot describe you the feeling like, oh, all this time I thought that I was to blame, blah, blah, blah. And all of a sudden, like literally as if the sky is blue for the first time in ages, you know, after many, many, many days of clouds, if not years in some cases. Excuse me. It's revolutionary what happens. Hold on, I'm checking my notes. Because now you're like, the idea is if you're affected right now, if you're crying, if you're doing whatever, if you're feeling miserable, they're unaffected. Okay, send the shit back to them. You need to be unaffected and nonchalant completely, and that's when the change happens. Okay, one of you carries the energy, and that energy doesn't belong with you. But that's, you know, we're going into energy work now, and I don't really want to cover this here, which I teach in my coaching. But that is how you wipe the slate clean in a nutshell. And then you really, like, when you even, I'm sure you guys had, all of you, these instances where you don't really care about this ex or whoever or friend anymore. You don't hold any grudge, but nothing. It doesn't move you whatsoever. Like some time has passed and you literally don't give a shit, and then they reappear. This is why. Because you're no longer affected by this energy. You somehow, you know, unconsciously you got rid of it and sent it back to them, or you're just no longer carrying that heavy burden. Somehow you kind of processed it. That's when they pop up. Because you don't have to do this to yourself to live a happy life. In fact, the opposite would be true. Okay, hi Jar of Clay. How's the money situation? Hi Arshad. Okay, so now, hold on one second. Now I will accept questions. Go ahead. Don't worry, I'll wait. You have all the time in the world. Today I'm not going to be able to stay past the hour, so hurry up. Okay, Ricky Jigs. Hello, I'm interested in booking a session with you. I just want to let you know this is all new to me. Does this matter? No, it doesn't matter. Why would it matter? I'm not, you know, I'm not expecting you to already know everything. This is why I do what I do. That's funny. Uh, I'm sorry. Are there certain requirements? No. Just the only requirement is that you have to sign the coaching agreement. That's it. Basically states I'm not a therapist. You have to be respectful. It's pretty self-explanatory if you read through it. It's on my website. It's attached to everything, every single package. And everything is confidential. Anybody else? And I want to remind everybody, if you're interested in the Meetup group, there's only 4 spots, okay? So if you want to get to that one, I don't know when I'll do another one. I really don't know. I'm thinking about doing another one, but this Sunday, literally tomorrow, I'm doing the Meetup. It's 20-minute max, and we're talking about how to transition from having a job to being your own boss, to having your own business. Jar of Clay goes, how do you forgive your SP for poor treatment while you're working on restoring, healing, and improving the relationship? Okay. Well, this is what I do in my coaching all day, every day. And the main idea of forgiveness lies in the understanding that you yourself created it. So there's nobody to really blame. And I know that's like a lot to swallow for some people because it's a lot easier to blame somebody. But at the end of it all, you created this experience, okay? You summoned this person, this version of a person into your life. Now, there's another version that exists of this person that's perfectly fine. So when I just talked about sending back the energy, you're sending back the energy to the shitty version, just to be clear, okay? Because there are innumerable versions of that person, innumerable versions of you. But to make peace with that parallel reality, you have to do that, right? So the idea is then that you, on that, in that moment when you created that interaction with that person, you were on a shitty vibration, okay, for the lack of better verbiage. And thus you attracted this version and no other version. And so it continued. And so they had no other agenda other than treat you poorly at some point, because that version consists of that program. Okay, on that vibration, again, you attracted that and only that and nothing else. Okay, and so if you understand that this version is literally your creation, your summoning, and that you can't really blame your own creation. It's like if I paint a painting and it comes out shitty because I was in a shitty mood, okay, it's exactly what I'm talking about. I can't blame the painting for becoming shitty because I did it, okay? The higher understanding is that I did it. So I would be like, okay, even though it's hard, I know emotionally and all the stuff, you learn a lot about what not to create, how you did create, because I can bet you $1 billion, okay? At the moment that you created that person, whoever treated you shitty, you were in a shitty mood. You were in a desperate mood. You were whatever. Something was off track, okay? That's the only way that you created this version. If you had been, it wasn't like, oh, I was flying high and butterflies and rainbows and hoopla and a shitty person popped out. No. Doesn't exist. Even if that were to happen, you would not have welcomed them into your life. You'd be like, oh, shitty person, next kind of deal. But the resonance happened. The energies like coincided, and you ended up in a relationship with this person who treated you poorly. The end. So the forgiveness then becomes towards yourself, really, honestly. If there's anybody to forgive, But I wouldn't even blame myself. I'd be like, okay, so this was a fun experience, not. Let's just kind of, process the emotions. Obviously, the human side of you needs that, okay? But the higher self of you of yours is just, well, that's just a creation. What else is new? So just start painting anew. But it's hard. Again, what I just mentioned in the beginning, from the beginning, is it's hard to start painting anew when you've got all this other shit going on. It's very difficult. I understand that completely because I've been there. But if you start understanding how it works and that you create it anyway, then the time between, like, the time that it takes you to process it and move on to the new creation gets shorter, if that makes any sense. You don't do so much blaming of anybody, or the forgiveness is just kind of like, it happens quicker. You're just like, well, just a creation, whatever. In the 3D, you will have to do what you have to do, obviously, but inside you're always like a Central Park oak tree. It's just like which represents total stability and total peace. Total peace. On the outside, you may experience anger and blah, 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 blah. But on the inside, you're stable. You're completely like peaceful. If you can reach that state, that's it. Finito. You're zen. You've reached that point of, I can accomplish anything, essentially. Even though momentarily everybody gets angry, like, fuck yeah, like, of course, like people who expect, I don't know, whatever. I coach coaches, and some of them were like, I think people expect coaches to be like, I don't know, Jesus, to never get angry, and to never, for nothing to happen that is not what they want. That's not the point. The point is that if it does happen, you deal with it in a very educated, very higher echelon kind of way. You don't involve yourself in the minutia of drama. The pilotage is different. You're flying above that bullshit. You just know how to deal with it better. I hope I explained it. So yeah, and so when you're working on, I assume you're talking about your significant other. So you too would benefit from, I mean, all of you anyway, but you would definitely benefit from, at the very least, a session with me, because you keep talking about the same thing. You're going to therapy and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, the couples therapy is great, but I think I already told you this one of the times that you commented, where you told me, can I manifest a change in him without therapy? And I said, go to therapy, but absolutely yes, you can, because it's all about you anyway. So while you're sitting there in therapy, and listen, whoever needs therapy, by all means, go to fucking therapy, do that, okay? Do that. But the thing is, while you're sitting in therapy, you're just regurgitating the same shit over and over again. So that's not really processing. The processing is, let's take a break from each other, and I'm going to, do some thinking, do some processing, and then, create a different version of you, and then we'll talk. But I don't know. My opinion is that, like, talking about the same thing, this is why in many cases therapy doesn't work. You're just talking about the same thing. And the therapist just says, well, how did it make you feel? How do you think it made me feel? Kind of deal. There's no plan. There's no, like, vision. There's no, like, well, how did I create this? There's no such conversations with therapists. There's no, okay, what's the goal here? Or, like, how are we going to, I don't know. It just doesn't seem like it's very advantageous if you really want results quickly. You're going to be sitting on that couch for like months on end. I don't know. At the very least, that's the feedback I get. I've gone through a therapist like a long time, like 20 years ago. It was boring as shit. It was so disappointing. I could not believe these people are doctors, But that, again, again, if you need it, go for it. But I'm just saying, it needs to be that you have a goal. It needs to be that you understand it from a higher perspective, where it's like, why are we, why did we end up in this situation? How did I create it? The end. And sometimes, you know what? Separation actually serves you. It does. Because like many cases when, people are in no contact, etc., some people take it very harshly, very kind of like they're very sad and everything, but actually that's exactly what you need to experience to create a new version of your SP. It's a lot easier that way rather than being faced with them like 24/7. I don't know. That's my opinion. I'm all for like the easiest way, the easiest way, the less turbulent way, the less dramatic way kind of deal. Oh my God. Sorry. I don't even know how to read this comment. Hi there. My DOB is September 1883. Time of birth 9:05 a.m. Place of birth Bengaluru. My life keeps getting screwed. Is there any way out of this? A moment of silence. Yes, there is a way out of this. Why did you just write to me where you were born and when and at what time? Yeah, okay, I gathered that much. I know my geography, darling. He goes, place of birth is India. Yeah, I got that, but why did you write where you were born? As if you were born somewhere else, it would have, like, the answer would have been different. Funny. Almost choked. Oh my God. Hilarious. In India, we give all details because astrology needs here. Okay. I know many Indian people, and some of them been in my coaching, and I assure you, not a lot of them start out conversations like with giving their date of birth. Oh my God. Okay. Very funny. All right. Anybody else with the questions? This guy goes, his name is Pradeep, by the way. So I thought you may require the same. No, I do not. So let's go back to my subject. So alternate reality game is played with your intentions, with your decisions. And so provided you've done the work, always have to say it, right? Don't you miss my audios? Yeah, you better sign up for that. It's a lot more fun to create. Like, I remember many, many different ways in my life where I dared myself to manifest something that was completely seemingly out of reach for me. And I just said, you know what? Wouldn't it be fun? Like, wouldn't it be fun if I achieved it anyway? And you know what happens, right? So you guys know my story. I've been at work on my beliefs like for a long time, but especially around this subject of just jumping realities, I have so little resistance, no resistance. And that's what you get to do. Okay, the alternate reality is ultimately the reality in which you have what you want, right? And more. And it's much more exciting. And so that's when I'm talking about like being excited about the money, being excited about the outcome, right? That essence, that passion, that ability to not question how it's going to be, but actually allow yourself to go there and for a moment or so to just not introduce any kind of resistance. Now, for me, again, not to brag, but personally, I do it without any resistance whatsoever because I understand that this is a different world. And in that world, I have different set of beliefs, even more upgraded ones, etc., etc. And so the same game you can play each and every single day. So, because in that reality, you have a different set of beliefs, right? The ones that you thrive to have. Every single day, you want to change something and upgrade yourself, right? So everybody does that. So if you're making 5 million a year, you want to make 10. If you want making 10, you want to make 20, etc., etc. I'm just saying. If you're making 150,000, you want to make 250, etc., etc., right? So if you don't challenge yourself, then you're kind of like staying in the same spot or going backwards. And so what kinds of beliefs would you have to acquire? What kinds of beliefs would have to change within you? What kinds of beliefs would have to get out of the fucking way once and for all, right? Borrowed from somebody else, again. Where this reality that you call the alternate reality of yourself, that another parallel version of you is already living out, like no problem. Like to that person, this is home, okay? How does that then feel? Like home. So how would that parallel version of yourself dress, talk, think, behave around others? What kinds of foods do they eat? What is the routine of this person? Literally mimic that person. Mimic that parallel version of yourself, because the truth is it's already there. It's already living in that house. It's already making that money. It's already sleeping next to the SP of their dreams. It's already like, you know, traveling the world and all the shit that you guys say you want in my coaching or, you know, on my channel. It's already happening. So the only, and you see, I want to really explain how this works and how really like beautiful the construction of the universe is. It isn't that you're going to go from here to over there, like some kind of mountain to climb over, Everest. And then you're going to like end up at the top, and then here I am, hoopla, I'm a millionaire who lives in a mansion. No, it's so much easier, you don't even realize. It's this. It's simply this. It's the beliefs that form your world. You understand what I'm saying to you? Like everything I say is literal. I'm sitting here. I know that my name is Anna Elizabeth. I know that I weigh a certain kind of, you know, whatever my weight is, 140 or something like that. I know that, you know, I have a certain style. I know that I wear a certain kind of perfume. I know my bank account. I know this, that, and the other. So this I know, these are beliefs. And so according to this knowing and beliefs, which is backed up by nothing in the universe other than my knowing, my beliefs, beliefs equals knowing, okay, might as well, automatically produces this result. Automatically. This virtual reality, it's being produced as I turn my head, and every single molecule, hologram, part of the hologram is produced as I look at it. That's how much power beliefs have, right? So now imagine you have these little, like, not little, but a lot of programming in your mind, and like they're like little chips if you want to visualize it, right? One chip is about money, one chip about SP, one chip whatever. So you take out the chip about money and you look at this fucking chip and you're like, wow, this is what I believe. No wonder my reality fucking sucks around money. Okay, so then you replace it with the chip of a millionaire. Okay, and now your reality, you look at your bank account and the hologram automatically starts changing. This is the best explanation that I've had. It's not real, this reality, like I said in the beginning. It literally consists of what it is you are knowing about yourself. If I said that, you know, suddenly I gained weight, or I kind of lost weight, and now I'm like at 100, like 30 or whatever, my body would start losing weight without me having to do anything. Well, first of all, your body has ears, but your body is part of the fucking hologram. All you have is your consciousness. And so everything else is your consciousness. Other people are your consciousness, your SP included, the street you live on, the job you go to, your boss is your consciousness, daba duba 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 do. Right? And so everybody, when you change this little chip in your head, everybody changes. It's like literally an invisible internet. Everybody gets the same message. That's it. But the most important thing, you change. Your reality change. Like, haven't you ever noticed? I can predict this with certainty of 100%. When I'm in a little bit of a pissy mood, kind of like whatever, somebody, something, for just like that period of time, I'm walking my dog in the street and whatever, somebody called me or whatever, something happened. I know that while I'm walking, the universe will let me know, will mirror it back to me. Maybe some dog will jump out and start barking, or I will see something I don't like. Okay, the universe is literally like mirroring back constantly, constant messages. Okay, like live 24/7 feed. But if I'm in ecstatic mood, I just whatever receive some piece of news, or I just in a beautiful mood and blah 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 for no reason other than whatever. That's my usual state. I go outside, and you know what? For no reason, people are smiling at me. People are saying hello to me, how I am. I don't even fucking know them. I get everything that I want. The packages are delivered earlier, and blah 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 blah. So it's constantly like it's an interface, if I use that word correctly. Your consciousness is projected out. All you see is yourself all day, every day. And so the alternate reality that you seek is literally within your mind. So do you see do you understand what I'm talking about? It's literally within your mind. So yes, when you visualize, it comes true, but big parenthesis, Neville Goddard lovers and regurgitators, you need to work through your beliefs. You need to change your perception on yourself. And that's a huge other, that's my coaching. That's what my coaching is centered around. Any questions? We're nearing the hour, so please ask the questions if you have them. So again, want to remind you, Tuesdays at 7 and Saturdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will be having Zoom private group seminars of up to 10 people at a time. The time to sign up is now. The link is below. So maximum 10 people. And you'll be on Zoom with me, and you and I will be going over parts of my coaching. And you'll be able to ask questions with your voice and talk about your situations, etc. It will be 2 hours long at a time. I'm going to try this. The price will definitely go up, but I just introduced this literally today. Okay? So take advantage of it. You need to sign the coaching agreement and book, obviously. I just talked about this. KP7, I just talked about how do you let go of resentment towards NSP. I just literally talked about it. You're going to have to rewatch this. I'm sorry. Auden says, hello, dear. Hello. I spoke about it for like, I think 10 minutes or 15 minutes or something. So once I upload this, you will be able to rewatch this. All right. Well, if nobody else has questions, I will conclude this. You have all the information below. You're welcome. And again, if you need my coaching, I do recommend that you sign up for monthly coaching. You don't have to do all 2 to 3 months at a time. You can do month to month, but 2 to 3 months in coaching is what I do recommend if you want to transform your life. I don't know your situation, if you are, if there's a lot of things to work through. Hi, Sandra. Oh my God, my favorite person. Oh, Sandra, I was thinking about you the other day. Holy shit, bananas. Telepathy works. Do you see that? I was thinking about you. You know what I was thinking about you? About that tequila that you shared with me. Anyway, but I don't drink as much anymore. So anyway, so nice to see you. Well, what else? Oh, I got so sidetracked. So nice to see you. Um, the yeah, 2 to 3 months. If you have more stuff to process, it depends on the case. Okay, but however, I am very thorough, and I will be adamant about that you produce results. And so please keep in mind that you need to show up ready to work. Okay, that's the only way that we can produce results. But I'm always rock and rolling. Again, if you need to schedule an hour first, you can definitely do that, and I will apply that towards your coaching. Okay. All right, Sandra, sounds good. Thank you very much, everybody. Big kisses, and until next time. Ciao, ciao. Oh, Saturday is the next live, so 3 p.m. All right, Saturday, Tuesday at 8 p.m. Don't know what day it is anymore. Okay, ciao, cacao. Bye, bye.